Is everyone ready? Alright, let's do the intro. Alright, do the intro like you did. It's pretty good. First time.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Shitstick here with a brand new video. Hit the description, hit the like, comment, subscribe if you like videos like this. Your boy Mexi and Toenails is here with a podcast. And what's the opening? What's the topic?
We're gonna be talking about alcohol. This is gonna be part one out of three, and we're just got a little podcast about just like substance abuse and yeah, just our story. It's our
Why
story with because it's
and
a
why you shouldn't smoke crack?
yeah, pretty much. It's just kind of like I mean, you do what you want to do with your life, but me and Corey have had a lot of experiences, with substance abuse, whether that's literally us doing it or people around us doing it. So we just thought, hey, let's get more awareness on this in our community, within our communities. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Um, yeah. So
It's a good
Corey,
thing. It's a good thing we kind of did it yesterday, so I'm like prepared now to talk about it this time. Cause like I feel like I was not prepared to talk about it yesterday when we was talking about it.
yeah, but
Um,
yeah. So we're more prepared this time.
all right, so I'm gonna start with my story because my story is kind of like a
Here,
little long,
I'm gonna ask you the questions, okay, Corey? Just like yesterday.
but
Um, all right. So what was kind of your first experience with alcohol? I'm talking very, very first. Not you sipping it for the first time. Not that. Like, what's your first memories of alcohol? Like, whether who was around you that you saw drinking alcohol a lot. What are your when you think of alcohol? What is the first things that come to your mind of your very first memories
all
about it?
right, my first ever memory was with my parents when I was like 4. My dad was under the influence. He was drinking with my cousin and her husband at the time. They told him to go home and go to sleep it off. Um, so he went home. Yeah, he did go home briefly, but he was drinking. I woke up at some point periodically throughout the night. I came downstairs. I saw him with a beer can with like 2 other people in the bathroom. I don't know what they were up to, but
Oh,
I was like, what are you guys doing? And like they were having like a little party or some shit, or like talking about what was going to happen in the next couple hours. He told me to go to bed, so I went to bed. I woke back up because of a nightmare. I woke my grandparents up, and then I walked downstairs, and there was a policeman at the door. I answered the door. Next thing you know, SWAT fucking had a gun to my head, and I was like 4. And I don't think they meant to put a gun to my head. I think it was just how it was hanging. But my 4-year-old
what's
brain
going
was
through your
like,
mind?
yeah, my 4-year-old brain was like I was kind of startled because like that's kind of random to get a gun pointed at your head at 4 years old, or like a firearm in general kind of pointing in your direction, whether it was intentional or not. It was still kind of like what the fuck. Um,
And at this point, Corey, do you think you were old enough to know that, like, hey, this gun, like, at this point, do you remember, like, knowing what a gun does and stuff like that?
Not really. I didn't really know what it did, but I kind of knew what it did because like I've seen my parents shoot guns and stuff. I come from a family of hunters, so I kind of like knew like what it did and like what it was used for. Um, so I was like really scared that it like a gun was even pointed in my direction, and then the cops said that my mom was shot. So after the fact, now that I'm much older now and I gathered a lot of the story from that night, things kind of like pieced itself together. But my dad was under the influence of alcohol and other substances, probably like meth, like amphetamines, probably cocaine, a lot of uppers, and then the alcohol, which didn't mix with it, so it's probably like upper and downer, because alcohol is a downer. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah, so he was on
A
a
lot of
downer.
people think that's a big misconception, actually.
So yeah, he
That
was
people think it's the upper.
yeah, so he was drunk and he was like doing other shit. Um, I don't know if they did the toxicology on him that night. Like I don't know if they like drug tested him or whatnot to see if he was on anything, but he shot my mom and two other people. The two other people, my mom lost her leg, so she's an amputee now, and then the two other people ended up in colostomy bags for 18 months. So they couldn't. So it went through the dude's ass, out of his ass, like it went in his ass, exited like his like spleen area, and then went into his wife's like lower abdomen,
Wow.
like
And
I don't know how you explain it, but like right here, like
yeah,
stomach area. So yeah, they were fucked up.
yeah. So what? So do you remember like kind of like when you were four, like kind of knowing like, did you relate all that bad stuff happening to alcohol, or do you just because you were so young, I'm guessing you probably didn't know how alcohol affected adults around you. So was that even in your head, or not?
Nah, like for the longest time, I thought it was just him. I thought he was just
Mm,
crazy. And then
okay.
like I kind of cut him slack, but at the same time I can't cut him too much slack because, he kind of he should have knew better. Like
Yeah.
even under the
Okay.
influence. So
All right.
that's
I'll get into my story unless you have any final thoughts about that. But yeah. So you didn't know the correlation between all those bad things with alcohol yet. Yeah, because you're so young. You don't know. My first experiences with alcohol was like my first memories. I couldn't tell you a specific one, honestly. Uh, it was it's more of like dad always had a fucking beer in his hand. It's always been like you just see dad having a beer low key all the time. And it wasn't until like I probably got a little older, like 8 years old, that I started realizing that hey, when dad has a beer in his hand, he kind of acts a lot different. He's a little meaner. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's always just kind of been around. I can't pinpoint an exact memory like you can with it, but that's kind of my first experiences with alcohol. It's just
Well, mine's
something that
traumatic.
adults,
I feel like
yeah,
that has a lot to do with it too. Like if your memory stems from trauma, then of course you're gonna remember it to like
yeah,
key details. But like yours is kind of like general in a general memory.
yeah. I'd say like so like just like you, I didn't know. I just thought it was like a beverage that adults drink and I can't drink for some reason. And I didn't really think too much about it, right? Like, it's just like I don't know, some fucking drink that adults drink that I can't. It's probably I don't know, must be good. And dad's drinking it all the fucking time. So on to the next question. What's your memory? What's your first memory taking sips of alcohol? All the way back to even just you, maybe dad or mom or adult just gave you a little sip when you were little. And then what's your first time time actually feeling the effects of it? Tell us those stories.
I want to say all right, say that again.
So what's your first time? What's your first memory of you taking sips of alcohol? And then what's the first time you feeling the effects of alcohol? And tell us both those stories.
I want to say my first time like sipping it was at my mom's friend Mindy's house. I call her Mimi. She's like my aunt. Um, so I was drinking with her son, and I got a little tipsy, and I started throwing up in the woods because like they live in the middle of nowhere. So I think that was the first ever time I actually sipped it. and then the first time I actually felt it,
How old are you?
like,
How old are you?
I was probably like 14,
And
like
how much do you have to drink?
like two, three, maybe like one. I don't know. I didn't have that much. I know I didn't have that much, but I definitely had enough to throw up. And at that time, I really wasn't drinking like that. So
Yeah, because it's your first time.
yeah. And then
Do you, wait, hold on. I want to dig deeper into this. Do you remember like what made you want to do it or how you got your hands on it?
yeah, they all were doing it. So I I was like, oh, I want to try it since they all do it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of
Yeah.
that's kind of
At
where
that
I
point,
was.
did you like know somewhat about the effects of it, like to how it makes you feel, or no?
Yeah, I
You
knew it
were
made
just
you feel good, and that's why I wanted to try it because they all looked happy. They all looked happy and like they were having a fun time. So I was like, oh, I want to have a fun time.
you were 14 at the time. And
Yeah.
after you threw up, were you like, how that how that leave? What taste did that leave in your mouth? Not literally, but like, did you reflect on that at all, or were you like, cool, I guess?
Nah, I didn't really make a fool of myself.
What
So
were your thoughts after? Do you remember?
I was kind of like, word, it's a cool experience. But I don't know. Nothing really bad happened to me. So I can't really say nothing. I mean, and later on, there's like as I've gotten older, there was crazy stuff that's happened to me. Like,
Yeah, but so it didn't. Did it leave you wanting to try again some other time?
yeah,
Okay. Now you can go into the story of like when was the first time you actually for real felt it? How old were you? Tell us the whole story from
I
beginning to
was
end.
I was on drug and alcohol treatment when I was like 15, 16 because of um like smoked. I used to smoke a lot, and
Like
my
smoking weed.
yeah, so my cousin introduced me to smoking weed, and they first introduced me out of smoking out of a can. And because I got caught in school with it, and what really caused that? I think the police caught me like walking across town, and I was like 15. I had a bowl on me and everything, so they had me do a treatment and stuff to like stay out of trouble. And then I was in treatment, and because I couldn't smoke, I resorted to drinking, and when that's when my alcohol problem became a thing. Um, so I
What was the
remember
first? What's that first night?
I remember going to Tina. She's like my cousin. She lives up in the north side of town. I went up to her house and I got so drunk I passed out, face planted in her couch, and then I woke up the next day and then I started off at 8, 9 in the morning was drinking orange juice and tequila.
So right after the first night,
Yeah.
the next day you were so you
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah, I
So you
liked
liked it.
yeah, I liked that feeling. So that's when the alcohol became a real problem for me. And then
When when so you were 15 and how did it come about? Like what was the night? Did you plan it out? Like what tell me about the events leading up to you passing out and face planting into the couch.
I didn't really plan it. I can't really remember much. All I know is I was mixing my drinks, and we were even having like those like what do you call them? Like them Smirnoff drinks. So I remember
Yeah, and
we had
whose house were you at? Whose house
so
did you
so
go?
we were at my cousin Tina's.
Okay, yeah.
So we were at her place, and because it was a safe place, she would have preferred that I was at her house rather than drinking that at one of my other friends' house. So yeah, that's where that shit came about. I got so fucked up. And frick. I want to say the real problems like with alcohol is when like cuz I stopped drinking for a while too. And then like it came back when I was 18, and then
Yeah, hold on.
I got so
Um,
drunk I pissed myself.
okay. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that in a second. Um, We'll come back to that in a second. My first time, my first sips. I mean, like I said, Dad's always kind of had it around, and so I remember taking sips out of Dad's beers since I could fucking remember, bro. Since I fucking gained consciousness, that just giving me sips. Like I don't know, it might be like a Mexican thing because I like see that a lot throughout like the Mexican community. So I've always kind of had sips, but I never really felt anything. But it made it like a like oh no, this isn't even this ain't a problem. Everybody does it and everyone seems to be fine and happy and good and you know what I mean. So it made it like acceptable. Alcohol was very very acceptable. You know what I mean, Corey? Like it's not like I saw alcohol and it was like fucking everyone is doing terribly and it's shitty and
Yeah,
it's
your
like
culture.
of the boogeyman.
Yeah, your culture is a little different. I mean, I feel like it also stems in my culture too, because I have Irish, German, and Scottish, and those are
Yeah.
like Irish and Scottish. They drink at like they have a thing in their bar in that part of the world where like if you're this tall, that's when you can start drinking. So
Yeah, so it's not
yeah,
like a fucking boogeyman, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Kind of like I feel like in America it's a little bit more of like of a boogeyman, but
I
anyways,
think
so I
I think it. Hold on. So I think it's a boogeyman, is because people have died from like drinking and driving, and like I think that's the thing is like the restrictions on like driving and drinking. Like people, the law says don't do it, and then what does that make people want to do? Do it.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, but in like my culture like it's a very normalized thing. So I've always had sips throughout my life, but like my first time feeling something from it, I think I was 12. I was in Mexico, and every time I went to Mexico, Dad was at the fucking bars from fucking open to close for the most part. I mean, he also have get other shit done in Mexico, but for the most part, he was like drinking from fucking open to close, right? And I was like 12, and he ordered this drink from me, this michelada. He ordered this drink from me that's called a michelada. So a michelada is, uh, it's fucking, it's beer with like tomato juice or something. So he ordered me like this fucking big ass shit for me when I was 12. It's probably like a tall boy, so like 20 some ounces of beer.
Mhm.
And I like drink it all because it's fucking it tasted great. I love the way it tastes. I still do. And then I like remember feeling buzzed, and my dad just sent me home, just made me fucking walk home back to the house. And I remember feeling buzzed, and I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, this is fucking fire! This is fucking fire, dude." So I'd say that's kind of like when you first had it, where it's like you didn't really get fucking wasted, but you felt a feeling that you're like, "Oh, okay, now I see what this fucking hype is about." And then my first real time, I was 14. I was at the fucking skate park, and it was 4th of July, so there was beer everywhere. Everybody had a fucking beer in their hand. I had like 5 PBRs, and I got fucking trashed, bro, off the 5 beers. And I was like, dude, that's so much fun. Um,
We're doing a podcast,
yeah,
Scuzzy.
yeah. Can you low key, get the hell out of here. Okay. Um, So yeah, I got trashed or whatever at like 14, and then it even more like opened up my brain to like, yo, this is fun. Like if there's alcohol, I want to fucking drink it, you know?
Mhm.
So now my next question for you, Corey, is so we talked about your first memories of alcohol. Now we talked about our first time actually drinking it. Now, like what tell me a little bit more about starting a little bit of when it started to ramp up. Don't tell me rock bottom yet, but just tell me a little bit like
All
a
right, so
story about when it started to become more of a regular thing.
It started becoming a regular after I dropped out of high school and my ex girlfriend broke up with me.
How old
And
were you, and which ex-girlfriend?
that last one, the one I talk to you about a lot.
Okay.
I don't
How old
want
were
to
you?
talk. I'm not trying to talk too personal in there, so I'm not gonna say too much for everybody. Y'all can probably do your own digging on that. Um,
So it ramped up after
it's like
girlfriend.
17, 18. Mm, I don't know, cause like even when I was with her, she knew I had a problem. So I think,
Okay, so tell me. So yeah, so tell me that.
so I don't know. It just like it really became a problem in high school. Like high school was when like the drinking really became a problem. Like I
So you're
would
like
like
16.
Yeah, I was probably 16, 17. Like I would miss school. I would uh I would drink in school. Shit, I remember one time I even pulled up to school drunk. Like I was so fucked up. Like I was all sick and shit. And I go and like bro, they could fucking smell it on me, bro. Like like I was literally plastered and I showed up and I talked to my resource teachers and I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. And then she was like, go to the nurse. And then the nurse is looking at me. She can obviously smell me. And she's like, Corey, I'm just gonna send you home. So they sent me home, and I think they all knew. They all knew that I had a problem.
So what do you remember about that problem? Like, what do you remember how it started?
I
Like,
think it really just stemmed from me having a hard time dealing with my emotions. So then like
okay.
I would turn to that because I thought that would make it easier for me to cope with emotions.
So you were dealing with some stuff, and so like, do you think your mind was like, oh, I remember this
Yeah,
the first time
yeah,
I drank,
it made me feel
I
good.
felt good.
Yeah,
So,
I think
okay.
that's where my brain was at, cause like the when I first did it, I felt awesome. So like, but then like I wasn't feeling awesome. So then I was trying to feel that awesome feeling, even though like my personal life wasn't the greatest.
And so a light bulb went off in your head, kind of like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
yeah. Let me try this, and then like I kept doing it, even though I didn't feel good after I did it. And then that's when that's when like late teens hit, and then I got really bad into it when my ex just left me, and like I quit for a while.
Don't tell me rock bottom yet, though. Tell me a
Well,
story.
that's not rock bottom, trust me. That's not rock bottom.
Okay, okay.
That's not rock
Well,
bottom,
then
trust me.
tell me a story about, tell me that story you've told me that what happened between you and your girlfriend because of your alcohol and what led up to that breakup.
So I cheated on her. I was drinking and I cheated on her, and I felt bad about it because like I wasn't in the right state of mind when I did that because like I was under the influence. So because of that, I told her and I was like, "Yo, I'm sorry. If you don't want to be with me, you don't got to be with me. But if you want to, that's fine too. But I just want you to know that this happened and I was under the influence and
And what was
obvious
kind of
and obviously that doesn't make it okay either to do something even when you're under the influence, but also you don't have your judgment is clouded when you're under the influence. So
very,
you don't really think of the consequences until the consequences come.
yeah. So what was kind of the people around you? Could you feel some animosity when this started to become more of a habit? Well, how were the people around you treating you, or what were they saying to you? Did they even notice that this was starting to become a habit?
Yeah, my whole family knew I had a problem. My mom knew I was starting to get a problem. My sister started calling me an alcoholic. My brother even had to restrain me one time because I freaked out. Um,
Because you were drinking?
yeah, I was
Because you were drunk?
drinking. Yeah. Shit, I remember getting so drunk one time that my cousin had to pick me up, and I was like laying in the street in the middle of the road, like on the like in between the north side and the south side, which that's where I'm at, and they had to carry me like all the way home, like like both of my cousins. Like I was so fucked up.
Wow.
I was so fucked up. They had to literally carry me because like I just didn't care. Like in that moment I was like, fuck it, let me get in trouble. And then I just started laying in the middle of the road. And like I was kind of waiting
Yeah,
for
dude.
I was waiting
You
for
feel like fucking Superman.
yeah, so I was kind of just rolling with it and they were like, "Nah, fucking stop, bro." And I wasn't listening to them, so then they had to pick me up and then bring me home.
Damn.
Um,
So that's your a little bit of when it started becoming a habit. Now
yeah.
for me, so I told you guys about like the first time feeling hella faded was 4th of July, 5 years, right? When could feel it start kind of picking up was when I was 15. Yeah, I was 15. Um, these girls started coming to the skate park, hanging out at the skate park, and they were like 18. They were seniors in high school, so they're like 17, 18, right? And obviously, when you're in like a senior in high school, that's kind of when you drink the most in high school, right? I would say, typically. For an American high schooler, core, wouldn't you say everyone like senior year, like everyone has like starts doing parties and experimenting a little more. So
Yeah, I would say I'd say
they were
11,
ahead of
11,
me.
12th grade.
Yeah. So they were ahead of me in that aspect. I had only gotten drunk like fucking once or fucking twice, right? But I liked the feeling. But since they started coming around and supplying it, right? They would come around and like they would like have me and my other friend like we would just drink, and it's like a girl, so I'm like I just feel like, well, yeah, fuck yeah, yeah, give me some fucking drinks. And I already knew I liked how it felt. So it started picking up around there, right? But then I kind of stopped. I kind of stopped because I was like really focused on like skateboarding and shit, right? It kind of
Mm.
stopped, and then I got my first like real, I'd say my first girlfriend, right? And so it kind of stopped with skateboarding, and then having like a first like real relationship like I meet her parents, she meets my parents, we hang out all the time, that sort of thing. So it really stopped. But then it picked up again once, like you were saying, girlfriend fucking breaks up with you. Fucking tale old as time, right? Every boy goes through that shit, bro. Every fucking single boy. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, bro, it's gonna fucking happen to you, right, Corey?
So check it out. I had a
It
problem. No, you're right. You are right. So my problem stemmed before the girl. So
Yeah, me too.
the first girl I was with, she kind of introduced the shit to me even more, and that's where it
Yeah, kind of
started.
like I was just saying with the older girls from the skateboarding gang.
Yeah, yeah, and like that's where it started, and then I kept doing it with even into the beginning of the other relationship, and then I stopped after I realized, I'm not trying to lose this, cause like look at like, and then it made me think about my dad and my mom, and then I'm like, I'm not trying to have a situation like that, like where I don't know how to properly handle my emotions, cause alcohol intensifies your emotions and like makes it stronger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, every boy goes through that thing with the girl, right? And like I said too, like how I got my first real girlfriend, it kind of stopped. But then she like broke up with me, right? And so I don't know, like you were just saying, like a light bulb must have clicked in my head where like I'm feeling shitty. Like I don't remember being like I feel shitty, let me go drink, right? It just kind of happens, right? Without you even realizing that's why you're doing it. So I started too, like 16. She like breaks up with me or whatever, and so like I start like just stealing alcohol from my mom, getting drunk by myself at night, like fucking getting fucking hammered, bro, and just blasting music, right? Because my mom was never fucking home.
mm, mm,
My mom was never fucking home, so I just get fucked up. And then my cousin my cousin fucking
Is that BSAF? All right,
yeah.
keep
My
continue.
my cousin, bro. If you're gonna be doing that shit, be safe, bro.
Bro, you can't hit the sound bar when you pull up late.
Yeah, bro. All right. So like my cousin moved in with me, and I was already kind of doing that. My cousin, he's crazy. He's like you, Corey, but in all the best ways. I'm not saying because he's crazy and you're crazy. No, in all the best ways. Um, outgoing, can talk to anybody, to literally anybody from the crackhead on the street to a CEO, and he doesn't even fucking know it. He's very much like you. He moves in with us because he got like kicked out from the fucking Navy. He moves in with us. We're literally sleeping in this room. We're sleeping in this fucking room together. Separate beds. I had like a futon in here and I had my bed. Right? And he's the older cousin. Right? So if he says it's all right, fuck it, it's all right. And he's a very outgoing person, talks to everybody. So I introduced him to some people. He made his own friends, and we just started hitting the fucking party scene, dude. And we were getting fucking wasted every night. And I would just tell my mom, like, I'd be out at fucking like 11 o'clock at night. And I was just telling my mom, like, I'd go from party to party, and I'd tell her, like, oh, we're just playing this game. We're playing this video games with this friend that Anwar made. And then if I'd leave to another party, because she had my location, I'd be like, oh, we want to go play this other game, but this other guy has it, so we're going to his house. I was getting fucking wasted all the time, bro. Not all the time. Not crazy all the time. But then I finally got caught with my mom, and it was really bad. And then it kind of like stopped right then and there for a little bit. So that's when the first time it started to become a habit. Just like you. It's not rock bottom, like you said, far from rock bottom.
But it starts to
But
get there.
yeah, but that's when I'd say the habit started forming. So now that you're, older and you've had, years to reflect, why why do you think you were susceptible to these habits? Why do you think you were what made you what really made you think what really makes you think that like these habits started forming in the first place? Can you draw back to anything? Like I know we spoke about just like a light bulb in our head that we didn't even really knew go off just to that, but like what's your reflection on that time period of your life when those habits first started forming?
Mm, like when the drinking became more consistent.
Yeah, like what
Dude,
now
it's
that you're older?
always I'm not gonna lie, like it's always been consistent. Who's been in this? Oh, Lil Joe.
Well,
Yo, Lil
Joe.
Joe, we're in a podcast, so unless you got something. All right, hold on. Lil Joe, stay muted. Um, dude, I'm not gonna lie, the drinking shit's always been consistent, but there was that point in time where I stopped for like 2 or 3 years, and then after that 2 or 3 years, then it started picking up again, and then like I felt like absolute shit with life, and then like I kept doing it. I kept
Yeah.
doing it and then like that's where I got in the fight. The tooth came out.
Yeah. All
Um,
right. Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be for part two, because part two is gonna be funky. It's gonna be
yeah,
the
that's
down and dirty,
yeah,
worst mistakes of our fucking life because of alcohol.
yeah. So
So honestly, like, so it's just to wrap this up. Like, what are your? I'm gonna say my final thoughts, and then you can kind of piggyback off that. Alcohol, it's never really a thing that just happens one day out of the blue when you turn a certain age.
it's like a
It
build up.
starts. It's a buildup. It starts from Corey, Corey, your story, from being four
Yeah,
years old and seeing people party around you. You know what I mean? It starts from me being, 5 years old, 4 years old, seeing dad with the beer all the time in his hands. This isn't a fucking thing that just one day we woke up and we're like, we're gonna become fucking alcoholics. Fuck it, dude. No, these are things that stem from from our childhood and it being so normalized in our family
Yeah, that's the word,
and in our
normalized.
community.
That's the
So
word, normalized.
yeah,
Let's get Lil Joe's input because he's younger. He's younger.
Lil Joe, what is your kind of your first memories and experiences with alcohol? And I'm not talking about your first sips. I'm talking about what like
Really drinking.
seeing mom drink or seeing dad drink or seeing you have this one drunk uncle all the time. What is your first memories and experiences with alcohol around you?
Like 4 years old. My
Like 4 years old.
stepdad, he used to drink beer, Patron. He used to just be having little kickbacks and shit, like be like Mexican kickbacks, and they would be having like they be cooking on the grill and all that, you know. Yeah, they just be
Yeah.
all drinking, you know, partying.
Yeah, and do you remember being a kid and like knowing like what
Yeah,
alcohol
I knew what it was.
you knew what it was?
Yeah,
What'd
I
you
already
know
know.
about it?
I ain't started knowing about it for real what it does to you until I was like 13, 12.
Yeah. Okay, so when you were little, was it more of like this is just some fucking,
It's like what grown
like
folks do. Like it was just
adult.
normalized what you guys said.
Yeah. So it's you kind of because I always kind of saw it as just like I don't know, some like adult Kool-Aid or adult lemonade that for some reason I can't
That's what I
handle.
thought it
Everyone
was for
seems to
the. That's
fucking
what I.
like it.
I always knew it was beer, but like liquor bottles and stuff, I didn't really know what that was.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't not literally like fucking lemonade, but I'm saying like it was just some fucking
It
beverage
was a
that
grown
was
up drink. It was
yeah,
be
just a
for grown
grown up
up.
drink. Mm. What was your first time what was your first memory taking like a sip?
Like
Not
six
getting
years old.
drunk. Sip.
It was
How did
Bud
that come
Light.
about?
It
Do you remember how that came about?
was I was like 6 years old. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think I was coming downstairs. You know, my stepdad he was drinking on the couch, whatever. They all was listening to music. My mama she had a little beer in her hand. And I was like, I could get a sip, you know. I don't know. I just got a sip, and it was like nasty, and
Yeah, you didn't
like,
like it?
yeah, that shit was just nasty. I was like,
Okay,
y'all
so
really
not
drinking this? I was like, for all this time, I was like, y'all really be drinking this nasty shit? I was like, that shit nasty.
so what's your first memory getting like feeling drunk, feeling the effects? What's your first time? And tell us like who gave
For
it to
real,
you,
fucked up.
where,
Like
yeah, where were you,
for
what
real
did you drink,
drinking.
or not
All
just
right,
like even
so
buzzed, even buzzed. When was that first
I
time?
never really for real got buzzed. I only took like a shot or two, and nothing happened to me. But for
How
real
old were
drink.
how old were you when that happened?
I don't know, like 12, but only
Oh,
to like a couple like I don't know, like it was no for real liquor though. It was alcohol.
yeah.
It was like little beers to sit, like beer sips and all types. But like, well, for real, I actually got drunk. I was like, I think I was 12 or 13.
Holy shit. Where were you at? Who gave it to you?
All right, so
And just tell us
my
the story
homeboy
from
he
beginning
texted
to
me at
end.
like 2 in the morning. He was like, "You trying to pop out? Go outside." So when we pop out, we be we smoking and all that. This is my first time ever to get drunk for real though. I guess he pick up this girl. Her name, I forgot their name, but
How old is
way
he?
older
What the
than us. They
fuck?
like 18, something like that. We like 50. He like 15, and I'm like 13, something like that. So
How'd you
I'm
know
the
these
youngest of
guys?
the group. So my homeboy Keegan, I've been knowing him for like a little minute. I met him from outside, just being around. Uh, but he
Alright, so
had picked
these
me up this one day. We just started drinking. Well, first it was like a little buzz ball. It was the green buzz ball. That shit was nasty. I ain't gonna lie. But I was just chugging it, I was just
That's B Saf.
in the
Get
moment.
his
In
opinion.
the
Get his
moment.
opinion too.
okay.
But
So
no,
keep telling us.
I realized snuck out the house morning.
Snuck at
I
the
realized
house.
snuck out the house. It was like 2 something in the morning. Then I jumped out the window one night. It was all snowing. And yeah, I had picked me up. We started smoking. Had rolled up on one night. We started smoking, and then they already had a buzz ball, and it was already halfway. And I was like, and my homeboy was like, take some shots. He passed it to me after he took some shots, and I was like, all right. So I took like 3 shots. It was all right. And then he was like, it just kept on passing me it. By the time I already know, I'm like, I don't even know how many shots I am. I'm just drunk. I'm feeling good. Like, it's your first time drunk, and then I guess we go to the gas station, get another buzz ball. We start drinking that, another big buzz ball. We
And how'd
drank
you
that.
feel?
We go to the park. We start listening to music. We all chilling. We have a good time. I'm actually having a good time. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just start drinking. We were some older girls. You know what I mean? So,
Okay. So you started kind of relating like out fuck
yeah,
with like alcohol just with like getting girls, hanging out with the cool kids. How are you
literally.
feeling just being like the youngest one out of them? Like how did that feel?
I don't know because like
You think it
just
influenced?
being with people older than you your whole life, like always, I ain't never for real hanged out with people my age. Like I always had people just older than me. Always hung out with people that was older than me. So like I don't know. I grew up fast a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I became mature too young, like at a young age. So
So
like
and how old are you? How old are you now?
I'm 14.
Oh, okay. So I guess is it a habit for you yet or no?
Drinking? I ain't drank in a minute. I'm
Okay.
talking.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So I guess I can't ask you that question because you're just not old enough yet. You haven't been through all that shit yet. But that's good. That's good, dude. That
Hey,
ain't a fucking
nah, I'm
habit.
not gonna lie. It's good that he has these memories though, cause he
Yeah,
could.
it's good that we're talking about. This is why
Yeah,
we're doing it.
yeah. This
Because
is
me and
why we're
Corey were
doing
on
it.
Yeah,
FaceTime.
I
Me
mean, it
and
was the
Corey were on
first time getting
FaceTime, bro.
drunk. I mean, your first time. I mean, I walked out the car because I had to get out the car. I was too drunk. I started seeing shit. I started passing out. And I was like, we was at a park too, it was snowing and shit. I was like, I'm finna go swing on the swingers or not. Just drunk, tweaking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, this
it
is
was hard.
exactly why though, because me and Corey we were on FaceTime and we are just talking about like, yo, why like this is low key like a problem with everybody, bro.
Yeah, it's not. It's
I
In our
not.
mean,
It's not
it's
community,
just.
only
in our
on
in
It's
our
not
social
just old
community.
season,
people. It's not just old people, and it's not just young people. It's everybody.
Yeah, me
It's
and
Yeah.
Corey
it's
were just
it's,
talking about
bro.
how
All
like we
right,
hate that
Bro, my
some of our
all
ex
right. So
friends are
check
was
it
a
out.
fucking.
Check it
huge
out.
drinker.
So check it out. So check it out. I forgot to tell you this, Adrian. So another place where I saw alcohol and it made me think it was okay because my football coach. I saw my football coach one day at the grocery store and he carried a big thing of like he had a case, like a big ass case of beer. And I saw him walking out and I'm like, "Yo, what's good, coach? Like what you doing?" And like mind you, he was my science teacher in middle school. So then after that, somewhere down the line, next thing you know, he ends up having a divorce with his wife. I wonder why. I wonder what caused that.
Yeah.
I
Oh, now you
wonder
know.
why. Yeah, no,
Now
I
you know.
wonder why though. I still don't know,
So,
but
so just to kind of wrap this all up, because we're gonna do a part two where it gets into the fucking
hold
thick
on.
of
B
it,
Sav ain't
dude.
say his shit. Let B Sav say his shit. We can't skip B Sav.
I enjoy halfway through. I didn't know that.
All right, Adrian, ask him. You're
All
the one
right,
asking the
be
questions.
sad, be sad, be sad. How you doing, man?
Chilling.
Chilling. All right. What's your first memories and experiences being around alcohol? Not your first sips. What are some of the first memories you have? Whether that's dad, just seeing dad watching the football game or fucking mom drinking her wine or whatever the fuck it is. What is your first, very, very, very first memories of alcohol?
Uh, Shit. The only thing that really comes to mind. I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young. I was supposed to go see my dad. And shit. And my mom wouldn't let us because he was drinking, and it turned into like a big ass brawl.
So,
Other than
you,
that, though,
you don't, do you, in that moment, so you say you knew he was drinking, but did you know like the effects, like why it turned into that, and you know what I mean?
not at the time. Now I
You
do
just,
though.
yeah. So at the time, it was just like, but you
Yeah, I
saw
just
alcohol, and it so happened that he would, get mad. Okay.
Yeah, I was
When
just watching it in the car.
okay. So when other than that, were there any other times like just I guess just in general, dad was you just always saw dad with fucking drinking?
See, I didn't have too many experiences seeing it growing up because I really wasn't around it like that. And I wasn't around him like that either. That's just
Okay.
one time, like
All right. So
that's what I
when
was
was your first sip? It could be your fucking little sip of beer when you were 8. When was your first sip?
I ain't gonna
First
lie, I want
taste
to
of
say
it?
17, 18.
Okay, so
I
you're
was
kind
like,
of an outlier between me, and Tony, and La Joe. Huh. So that first sip, did you get drunk or you just tried it?
uh, I definitely drank to get drunk.
Okay. What made you how did that whole how does that how did that all come about? Tell us a story about that. Like, yeah, I
It was
texted this homie and then I went over there. Like, tell us a
No, it
story
wasn't even.
about that.
It really wasn't even nothing like that. It was just a breakup, and then I happened to at that time start chilling with the only person at the time I knew that drank. So he kind of
Who's
just
that?
handed me
Who's
a
that
bottle.
to you?
Uh, so it's weird because he was one of my friend's brother's friends, and then we never really talked. Like we saw each other all the time and shit. Before that, we never really talked. And we just both happened to be going through a breakup, so we just were talking about it, and then we got drunk.
And had he already drank a lot before? Corey, get off your phone.
I'm not
Yeah,
on
he
my
was
phone,
already a drunk.
asshole.
He for sure already was.
Okay, and so did he just tell you like, yo, usually when I'm feeling blah this way, like this seems to be fun. Like I do this for fun.
Kind of, but he didn't really say it. He just kind of, we were talking about it, and I was just like, damn, yeah, I'm upset about this shit, whatever. And then he just
He
handed me
was
the
like, yo,
bottle.
we should just get fucking drunk, huh?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
When was your when did you start feeling it become a habit? More of a habit. And how did that come about?
Probably like right away, honestly.
Like the next day type shit? Or next week?
Just after
Definitely the
that,
next week.
no, not even. It was like the next day, like I just kept going every day, every day, every day. That's
And you're 17 at this time.
yeah.
Okay. And would you say you were just using it like it was just a unconscious light bulb in your head and just going off like oh I feel
I,
this way, I know this will make me feel better.
I was on purpose doing it because I was like, I won't think about the shit, so I just get fucked up.
And what kind of how that like relationship, man? Like you can be very vague about it.
Uh, Shit, at that time, it was
Like
her parents didn't like me basically, and then she just kind of ghosted me. Corey knows what I'm talking about. I was with her for
to,
10
and
years,
how long were y'all together?
14 to 19.
Holy shit! So you really okay?
Yeah,
So
then it
you
was
were
like
really started
there was
drinking out of
there
a
was an off
very place of hurt.
there was an off period between 17 to a little after 18. Got
There's
back
always an
together.
off period in those long relationships that end up not going anywhere in the end. Damn, bro. So like right off the bat, it started becoming a habit. And now, was there like a break at any point,
There's
or ever since
not till I was like 22,
22? And what kind of made? How old are you now?
25.
25. Okay. And how did that break come along? Like what made you slow down on it? But you're saying it was a habit from that day till you were 22.
Yeah.
Oh my
Start
Um,
God.
fucking with you.
Really, it was just me making the decision because I ended up with somebody else around when that relationship fully ended at 19. I'm going with somebody else, and then she ended up being a crazy drunk bitch. So I was trying to avoid arguments and problems.
So you kind of woke up for a bit because you saw it in somebody else, huh? You're like,
Yeah,
holy shit, this girl's a
and
fucking
then
drunk. I don't
Not
want to
even
fucking
just
be a drunk like her, like that.
not even just that, but just me. Where usually I'd be like, all right, I would ignore this shit. I would escalate the situation, or at least feed into it, escalate it.
Yeah,
But,
just fucking being drunk, being drinking and shit too.
yeah.
And so you were just kind of like, holy fuck, I'm over it.
Plus, by that
Mm.
point, I was kind of tired of it at the time because I was like, damn, I've just been doing it for so long.
So it was
I
kind
don't know.
of, but it was like a little. So you'd say that was like a wake up call, just
Yeah.
experience it from the other side.
Yeah.
Damn. All right, well, kind of just to wrap this all up, the next part, BSAF, part 2, is gonna be going into like rock bottom stories, like the fucking thick of it, like the fucking rock bottom fucking stories. All right. All right. Part 1's over. Corey, any final thoughts?
Shit, rock bottom, baby. We all been
Rock bottom.
there.
Rock bottom's coming up next.
We all
Some of
been
us are
there. And
still
if
in
you
rock
haven't,
bottom.
and if you haven't been to rock bottom, I pray to God that it never happens to you. But for the most of us, shit, rock bottom is a 3-layered thing.
Yeah,
There's
it's like a
different-
fucking cheesecake.
Yeah, there's different layers of
There's the
rock bottom
top,
too.
there's the middle of it, and then there's that crust at the bottom.
Cause it's all on how you handle it. You feel me? It's all on how you handle it. If you resort to the substance, that shit gonna eat you up, swallow, spit you back out, and then swallow you again.
So it seems like I'd say a pattern I'm seeing between the 4 of us is that it's someone else in our family has it has is an alcoholic or wasn't. That's kind of what
I
I'm
mean,
getting from it.
in my
Yeah, but I
family,
won't
always
lie.
been a thing.
I wasn't really
Yeah.
too exposed to it. Like,
Yeah,
me,
you
it
B
definitely.
Sav, you're kind of an outlier. You're kind of an outlier in that way.
Like my mom are drinking right now. Like
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch y'all for part 2. Outro. Get ready to hit the outro.